Back with writer and commentator and a man who spends an awful lot of time in Idaho, Ben Stein. You're part of one of those. You're part of one of those militias up there, aren't you, Ben?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. All right.
The People's Zionist Militia.
Okay. What do you think about the bailout? First of all, is it going to happen?
It'll happen in some form. The worst part of it is the idea of giving legal immunity, no congressional oversight, no administrative oversight. Worst of all, no judicial oversight to people who are handling the bailout. That's illegal and unconstitutional. I never heard of in peacetime people getting immunity from legal oversight. That's unheard of. Second, I don't like the idea of bailing out Paulson's Wall Street buddies. If we're going to do the bailout, let's start at the bottom end, bail out the people whose houses are being foreclosed upon, and work upward.
Are you for this bailout? You sound like you're against
I'm
it.
for a bailout, but not a bailout that goes down from the top, that hits the Wall Street buddy system and then trickles down.
What happens? What is your opinion on what happens if it doesn't pass?
There'll be more financial problems. This financial catastrophe was caused by Wall Street, unforeseen by Paulson, one of the biggest powers on Wall Street, unforeseen by Paulson, his Treasury Secretary. I don't know why we're trusting him to do the bill.
Don't you think that don't you think that's a little short-sighted? This thing, I mean, we saw this. Gosh, Ben, this hasn't been caused by Wall Street. This is caused by, quite honestly, I believe, by greed in Washington of making sure that they hold on to power, making sure that they get everybody in a house. I've got somebody with no hands, leprosy, only one eye, never worked, and only makes $10 every 10 years. Why can't they get a loan for their house? And politicians help them do it.
I agree. That was the impetus that got this whole scandal rolling. There's no doubt about that, Glenn. But once it was rolling, it was the side bets, the credit default swaps, the derivatives that really ruined things. The credit default swaps are 10 times the loss of the mortgages.
So, Ben, do you believe that we are headed for real hard economic crash if this thing doesn't pass, or if it does pass and it just snowballs even some more?
I think there could be a very serious meltdown in the financial system, but that won't cause a depression. At least I hope not. But I think the financial system is basically played Russian roulette, and the bullet came up. They never thought the bullet would come up. The bullet came up, and now they're trying to stop the bullet as it's rushing through the chamber, rushing down the barrel. They're trying to stop it.
Okay, Ben, thanks a lot. We'll talk again, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
From New York, good night, America.